Hi, I'm Adam Koonsmiller with BGG TV, and we're here at Gen Con 2014. I'm joined by Todd Rowland with AEG, and we're here to look at Lost Legacy.
Yes, Lost Legacy from Seiji Kanai. It is the inheritor to Love Letter in a lot of ways. It takes Love Letter and makes it a little bit more of a strategic, a little bit more gamery game, a bit more deduction in it than even the original Love Letter had. Again, it is 16 cards, so it's a small game. And in Lost Legacy, we actually have multiple releases, which I'll explain in a minute how we're going to work those together. But for instance, the first one that's coming out is the Starship. We also have the Flying Garden, which will be out very soon. It's here at Gen Con, so some people are already picking it up. So in this game, much like Love Letter, you've got characters and cards with different values, 1, 2, 3, 4. What you're trying to do in this game, rather than having the highest value card, the Princess, you're trying to find the Lost Legacy, which is the Starship.
Okay.
We may say, well, how do I find it? Well, I'll explain. This is how we play. What we do is we shuffle up the deck. You're going to shuffle it up, and you're going to deal everybody one card, just like in Love Letter. So you get a card, he gets a card, she gets a card, I get a card, and then we're going to put one card in what we call the Ruins. If you remember in the original Love Letter, you had one card that you would remove from the deck and you wouldn't use it.
Right.
In this one, you actually create a thing called the Ruins. Nobody knows what this card is, but it's still in play. So on your turn, you're going to take the card in your hand. You're going to do just like Love Letter. You draw a card and play a card. So in this case, I'm going to play the General. The General's a 2. He says, look at the top card of the deck. You may exchange that card with your hand. So I'll look at the top card, decide what I want to keep. And because it's secret, I might want to fool you, and then I'll put that one back. And then it goes to the next player.
So
and we're going to continue around.
I will play Search.
Okay.
So I look at any card in the Ruins, and then
you may exchange it with the card in your hand. Okay, and so then you go on and we'll continue around the table just like that, just like in Love Letter, drawing and playing until the deck runs out. Now, throughout various effects, the Ruins may get more cards in it. You may rearrange the cards in the Ruins after people have looked at them through card effects or things like that. When we reach the end of the game, we're going to go around the table, and instead of looking for the highest value, we're going to look for the lowest value. We're going to say, does anybody have a 1? And if someone has a 1, they'll raise their hand. They get then the option to guess where the Lost Legacy is. It could be your card, it could be my card, it could be here, or it could be here. They get their guess. If they say, I think it's this one, and they flip it over, no, okay, I was wrong.
Okay.
So then it goes to the next player. Does anybody have a 2? Does anybody have a 3? On and on. Of course, the Lost Legacy itself is a 5, so if you have it in your hand and it gets to you, I know where it is.
Does anybody have a 5?
Yeah, I win, and then you ultimately try to guess. The player who guesses correctly wins the round. It's possible for no one to guess correctly. No one may get a point in a certain round.
And how do these different packages alter the game experience?
Okay, so the way we do that is Flying Garden has a complete set of cards with completely different abilities than the cards in the Starship. You can play it as its own game, you can play that one as its own game, and they're both really unique because even though they're using the same game system, it's a totally different experience. However, what you can do, you can take the cards from the Flying Garden and say, you know, I really like the General, so I'm going to keep this 2, but I don't like the old map, so I'm going to take out that 6 and I'm going to put the 6 from the Flying Garden in. And you make your own custom 16-card deck.
Nice.
And then you shuffle it up with your own effects, and it can be your own game of Lost Legacy.
Are you planning on more packages like that as well?
There are more packages. In fact, there's one that's already in the works, a third one that'll be coming out very soon. There's 2 more in development, and Seiji, I know, has created at least 2 more beyond that that all do various things. The idea behind the game is that it's a fantasy world. There was a spaceship, however, that in ancient times blew up on entry, spread all over the world, and now it's considered the Lost Legacy. People are looking for parts of it for great power, and that's why we have the various games where all people are searching for the same thing.
Very cool. Well, once again, that was Lost Legacy.